Mob, my boy, my man, I'm sorry, jeez, that's one hell of a way to get your plot going. Welcome everybody to Mob Psycho 100. Please somebody give this kid a hug. That is what we are calling this today. So this week's episode of Mob Psycho 100, first up, couple notes of housekeeping. First up, anyone who's coming here from the Yu-Gi-Oh videos, I apologize I didn't get the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 Part 1 rewrite up on Thursday. I kind of got caught up with some stuff, and that shit's going to take a while to edit. Thing 2, I am sorry I have missed the past 2 episodes of Card Fight Vanguard. The weekends have been a little hectic for me, but we will get back to that as soon as I can. Anyways, on to Mob Psycho 100. So, yeah, our plot finally showed up. It took its sweet-ass time, and it picked a very dramatic, ironic, sad way to do it. And look, let me make this clear. I don't entirely believe Mob's whole family is dead. I seriously doubt the show that is predominantly and first and foremost a fun comedy series would basically go that dramatic. But if they do, it would be kind of interesting. But to all intents and purposes, we're going to talk as we're just going to take everything at face value. And that face value is still pretty fucking miserable. So first up, the opening scene. Obviously, it's a very obvious metaphor for Mob's family and his relationship with his family and how his powers are based on his emotion. Good, great. We then get on to the main interesting, what I found most interesting about this episode, and that is we open up on the return of the religious cult that is obsessed with Mob. And what's sort of interesting about this is that in a normal show, at some point, Mob would address them and be like, don't do this, I'm just a kid. But no, they're just kind of in the background. And at first that seems a little weird, but then you kind of think about everything with Photography Girl and who Mob is as a person, and suddenly you get this very interesting concept. And that is, Photography Girl flat out says in her own mind that she only kind of wants to do this because she just kind of wants to see where it goes. She is not trying to turn Mob into a deity. She's not trying to control everything. She just kind of wants to poke that beehive. And the organization is looking for Mob for guidance. So then when we cut to Mob, we get the ultimate opposite reaction, and that is Mob wants nothing to do with this. When he at first thought he just had a fan club, people just thought he was cool, that was exciting. He don't want to be involved in a religious organization. He doesn't want to get involved in that crap. He doesn't want to have to deal with people or anything like that. Mob, through and through, just wants to be a regular kid. Mob, through and through, wants to prove that as a person, that is what makes him great. Not because of his abilities. He wants to be defined by his character, his personality. That's what he wants. So when you see in the episode, we get this beautiful showing of how his personality is what makes him compelling. Like, you see that he immediately loses interest in the religious organization, and the plot immediately loses interest in the religious organization, because that's not what this story is about. That's not what Mob cares about. Mob is all about just wanting to be all he can be and impress the girl of his dreams. So that's essentially what the episode is. We get the training montage. And I love the music that plays during the whole episode. Like this kind of 80s throwback score to like 80s sort of sports movies and just sort of more kind of anime about this sort of thing, like just trying to impress the girl. And it is the most compelling fucking thing you will ever see, because it is done through the perspective of one of the most likable characters in all of anime. Let's think about this for a minute. 2 or 3 episodes ago, Mob was fighting an unbeatable psychic demon monster dude inside a possessed girl's mind. That was our plot. The past 2 episodes have been about a man's existential crisis. Now all of a sudden we are just on the most simplest thing in the world, just a kid wanting to do good at a race. And you see all the people Mob has touched, all the friends he's made, how everyone wants to help him, everyone wants to support him. Hell, Reagan is dedicating everything to helping him. He gets the shoes from the punk guy. And all of this works because Mob is there. Mob achieved what he wanted. He proved to so many people that what makes him great is his personality. He proved what kind of person he is, and then it all kind of comes crashing down because in the race, crap he can't control is essentially what stops him from even finishing, And, like, that feels like that would be the moment to cheat. That would be the moment to give in. And just be like, screw it, I'm going to the front of the line, y'all tripped me, and now I got a big cut, screw all y'all! But no, Mob still wants to try. He still wants to progress as a person. And it just all kind of just fails. Like, it's not that his final moments of happiness are him succeeding. His final moments of happiness is just once again him kind of being like, well, I tried my best, and I did what I could. And it was a cute scene. I like that the parents are impressed. The friends are impressed. The girl, Tsubomi, is, like, actually shocked he's keeping up so well. Like, that's really cool, except it's all pointless. It all ultimately means nothing, because what happens next... once again, stuff out of Mob's control, this time the ultimate out of his control, and that being that the villain just comes in and is just like, hey, guy who did really nothing to me except try to help his brother, like, just destroys everything Mob has, all his home, his security, his family. He just gets rid of it all, and it's got nothing to do with anything Mob did. All Mob has wanted from episode 1 is just to live a normal, happy teenage life, and through no fault of his own, it's gone forever. Like, it's all been taken away. Like, and all Mob has left now are those powers. All he has left is his ability to use them. Everything else is gone. And with that, you just have the ultimate emotional release as he just gives in to all that anger and just lets out that final, gorgeously horrifying shot of just the happiness going away and all the hope going away too, as, like, the anger consumes and war's about to break out. It was awesome. It was so simplistically perfect. You're almost pissed off that these people thought of it instead of you to just make something so simple, so compelling. But hey, that's what makes this anime so fantastic. Tell me what you think about this episode of Mob Psycho 100 below. Tell me if you're excited that the main plot is back in action, or if you were kind of enjoying just sort of these 1 to 2 episode off adventures, because it was actually a lot of fun just seeing Mob go through his day-to-day and just helping people when he could. But tell me about all that below, and as always, click to like, click subscribe, and join me next week as we sit there just wanting to give our little buddy a hug.